Hey everybody, and welcome back. This is your broadcaster, MasterCloud, and I'm here with another cast of The Lord of the Rings, The Rise of the Witch King. I hope you guys are ready for this cast. I'm pretty excited about it myself. From the replay name, it sounded pretty exciting to me, so I sure hope it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and introduce the players. Spawning in the lower left-hand side is going to be myself as MasterCloud. And my partner is going to be Zorro134. He's spawning as Mordor. Our opponents in the top right are going to be the Goblins. And we'll just call him Fun. And his partner is going to be Assasin. And probably just I'll probably just call him Assassin through this cast. So we have Assassin and Fun versus Cloud and Zorro. And myself and Zorro do have pretty strong races here. Mordor and Dwarves both. Pretty good counters to goblins, and men maybe not so much, but we'll see how this game goes. Now it does look to be just a 1K game, and the map is Buckland. Now the most important part of Buckland is going to be this outpost in the center. If you can grab a hold of that, and actually, Assassin here actually sneaks in his builder and is able to take my watchtower. That's actually a huge deal. That grants a ton of vision to this entire sort of center area of the map here, and he'll be able to see absolutely anything that's going through there towards the outpost. Also, if he gets archers in there, that'll give them a lot of protection. So he might want to rush towards actually an archery range. Doesn't look like he's gone for it quite yet, but he could to help sort of fortify this position. Now, I have placed a mine here to try and get some of my units out there as fast as possible. I've gone with an early unit of Guardians. But the Goblins already have a unit of their warriors on the field, and they're just going to go straight. They're just going to ignore the outpost, going straight for my dwarves. And my dwarves actually trying to get out of the mine. There they come out, but so many rally calls go down there that the dwarves are going to get completely surrounded, and they'll just die. And the Goblins, again, foregoing the outpost and are going to go straight for my buildings. Meanwhile, my partner Zorro probably went for a bunch of slaughterhouses to start with, so he's just now getting a unit onto the field. And actually my Guardian's still alive back here. Actually, I lost like one Guardian there. Those Goblins should have stayed and fight, but instead they're going to go for another one of my mines. And a second unit of men actually up here from Assassin, sneaking around the backside, taking out another mine and a builder. So I'm immediately in the hole. Zorro's going to go ahead and capture that outpost. That'll grant him an extra 60 income per, I don't think it's about like 10 seconds or something like that. And meanwhile, Goblins and men continuing to harass my mines here in the back, so I'm in a lot of trouble. And this is just going to be a soldier spam from Assassin here. Meanwhile, Goblin actually going for, looks like several Goblin caves here, so he's going to be just spamming Goblins just going to have so many units on the field from our opponents here. Meanwhile, Zorro is going to be going for mass archers. Looks like they almost took out one of his slaughterhouses here, but he was able to save it. And he's actually going to throw down a second orc pit to help to keep up with sort of the non-stop attacks here that we're already receiving from Assassin and Fun. Now, it looks like the men are going to attempt to take the middle watchtower, and they will get it. They are in their defensive stance, so they take very little damage from these archers. But with so many archers and the terrain bonus, these soldiers are not going to last long. However, a second unit of soldiers does show up. I'm not sure it's going to be enough to kill all these archers, but it might be enough to make a pretty good dent in them. Meanwhile, Goblins have found more of Zorro's slaughterhouses here, and they actually do manage to take out that one that was weakened there. And Zorro actually throwing down a third orc pit now. He wants to get out as many archers as he can because of how much enemy units are on the field right now. And it looks like I've gone for a couple units of Guardians and a Phalanx. That'll help. That'll do very well against these units if they would engage directly. But as you can see, Assassin retreats immediately upon seeing those. He does not want to engage those directly. Dwarves are much too strong. Now we do have the Goblins pushing forward here and trying to attack Zorro, but he's spreading out his troops, trying to get away from that bat cloud, which does throw down a pretty big debuff. and that will weaken those archers, but the goblins are just so weak that it's just not going to be enough. However, in the center of the map, actually Zorro able to capture back this watchtower with just 4 archers, and it looks like I have just gone ahead and destroyed that watchtower there. If I can't have it, no one can. And with that, I am going to be pushing forward with these dwarves. I do run into Boromir. The soldier spam has finally stopped. He's gotten out 2 barracks, but he's also finally working on the archery range now. And these dwarves are just going to have to flee from Boromir. Meanwhile, the goblins still trying to take control of the middle, but there's just so many archers on the field from Zorro that I don't think it's going to be enough. Zorro actually throwing up more slaughterhouses, trying to get his income back up. And will he be able to actually retain this outpost, be able to kill these goblins fast enough? It remains to be seen. He will not. So in a split second there, the goblins are able to recapture that outpost. That is 60 income for them now instead of Zorro. Now it looks like I have finally started to get some mines up here. I'm finally going to be getting a decent amount of income. My dwarves are completely out of position as these goblins sneak around the back. Because that watchtower is down, no one can see this. And these goblins are going to sneak right into the back of my base. I do have a unit of phalanxes coming out, but they'll only be able to hold this off for so long, especially with the rally call going down. And again, they're just going to go straight for my income structures. But I am going to get a little bit of a sandwich here, and that should finish off these goblins. They do get a mine here, but no, actually able to sneak out of there, and they might get a second one. Wow. This harassment's so effective at denying me any income, and I'm just trying to slowly build up my force. Again, they don't dare engage me directly. But at this point, I have to stay back and defend, otherwise I'll lose absolutely all of my structures. And my dwarf's kind of getting stuck here on the backside of the mine. And again, another mine is going to go down. Now, Zorro has just tons and tons of archers on the field. He has like probably 10 units of archers. And looks like he's going to be going for one of their watchtowers now. The goblins looks to be at a bit of a loss, just trying to continue building the warriors, but they are going to get out the goblin spider riders as well, which should help deal somewhat with the archers. But the problem is there's so many archers. Now, is Zorro working on the fire upgrade? I don't see Harajan Palace. So it looks like Zorro purely just going for straight up archer right now. There's going to be a huge battle here as the goblins emerge from their mines and the spiderlings arrive as well. And the train bonus goes down, but the bats go down at the same time. And that does not bode well for these archers, as the bats overpower the train bonus there. Meanwhile, Zorro's second group of archers here are going to arrive, but he did lose most of his first group, killing off a couple units of Goblin Warriors, but Goblin Warriors are so cheap compared to archers that probably wasn't even cost effective. Now it looks like I'm going to be loading up several units of phalanxes and guardians. I have another phalanx on the way, probably to help deal with some of the men heroes, or possibly am I afraid of horsemen? I'm not sure why I'm getting so many phalanxes, but look at this great spread or setup right here from Assassin. Very well set up, preparing for an attack here, and I do have Prince Brand out now. He might be going straight for this troll lair to get an early level and get that slam shot ability out. But it looks like we have claimed the center of the map now. Zorro does own the outpost here in the center. Several archers. He has Mouth of Sauron out, and he's going to be going for this wraith. Meanwhile, Prince Brand actually a little confused about where he needs to be. Where are my forces? Looks like I have 3 units of phalanxes, 2 units of guardians. So my force is building up here. I might be saving up for King Dane, actually going for a Forge Works. Most likely the Battle Wagon, but maybe Catapults. A little bit rarer in these games. So with that, we do have somewhat of a lead in this game, I would say, as the Goblins and Men are both on the back foot with very little map control. And the Goblins are going to be making an attack here, and that is where Part 1 is going to end. Guys, please tune into Part 2 to see how this battle concludes. There should be a link in the top right here where you can just click, and it will take you right there. Hope to see you there, guys.